Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on, man? Come in and talk to us right quick.
It's that time again, y'all. Pop up style. Pop up
You know
style.
it. You know it. Hey man, y'all see that picture in the background. We finna
Michael,
we
Michael.
finna talk about this, man. We had to wait till our boy Chris do his thing at work, man, and cause I've been sitting around waiting, and we got a special guest, and he ain't special to us. He talked to us just like he a brother, man, and y'all know him. Let's get it, GA. He in the
Yes,
building. Miss
Yes, sir.
Kara,
Yes, sir.
what's good, Miss
what it
Kara? Like she said, man, y'all hit
do?
that like button when y'all come in. And also, man, go to either one of our pages, A1 Forever, Let's Get It GA, or Smitty Sports Machine. Hype up them videos, man. Cause when y'all hype up them videos, y'all push them through the algorithm.
Yep, and if you can't hype them, at least like them.
Right.
Comment too.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
that boy Chris be on the road. But y'all know what this about, man. Y'all know what this about, man. And this and the crazy thing about this, before I dropped that video early this morning, exactly 20 minutes later, the news about Michael Pence and that knee injury came out. This was the
Yeah.
tweet I used in my video, but 20 minutes later, they dropped again. Said he's, knee injury, bone bruise, didn't heal right. Comes out a little bit late after that. Guess what? They talking about an ACL injury. We had a conversation about that earlier today, and it's not looking good. And y'all know how I do it. I'm gonna get down and dirty, and I'm gonna get real with it. Cause if I don't do that, I wouldn't be me. But y'all know what to do, man. Introduce yourself, and we can roll, man. Chris, and then Sean, introduce yourself, and then we can roll.
Yes, 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 man. The franchise is right now. It's in peril. We're gonna have to figure out what's going on moving forward. I think the best thing to do is to wait. But first thing is, man, A1 Forever Sports, Chris Tipmore here, man. We're definitely gonna get into the franchise quarterback, man. At least that's what we were thinking that possibly is going on. And I still think that we're there, but we still have to wait for MRIs and everything like that. But it's tough. This is some tough news, Bone
Right.
bruise, but I still don't think he was healthy from the get go, though, guys. But
Oh no,
either
no,
way
no,
it
no.
goes, though, like we'll get into it, though. Sean, tell him what up.
Hey, man. Y'all see it? Let's get it, GA. But I'm a person first. I'm Sean in real life, and yes, I do game, but I don't give a fuck about none of that shit right now. Um, it's
Uh,
a sad day. It's a very sad day, chat, to be associated with the Atlanta Falcons. It's just plain out sad, man. It's sad,
but as
but
you know, Sean, we as 46-year-olds, we've seen much worse than this. But go ahead.
uh, uh,
Yeah.
it's bad. It's bad, fellas. It's really bad. It's unfortunate that Michael Penix is out. Pretty much for the rest of the season, and
Yep.
we right back to square one in the
Yep.
off season. We gonna have to. We're gonna be on the block again, trying to find another serviceable quarterback because at
Yep.
this point right now, Michael Penix is not going to even be ready to start the 2026 season. That's just the
Spin the
facts.
block. Spin the block. That's what they
It's
call it.
just the facts.
Yep.
So
That's gonna be rough, man. I mean, again, we still got to wait for the MRI. I mean, we still have to make sure that everything is what it is. And once we get
Facts.
that final determination, that's where we're gonna have to be looking at. Because yeah, if he does have something going on with the ACL, yeah, we're talking
Ooh, I'm
about
finna get
10
into that
months at
very
least.
soon. Yeah, man. Look.
You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying? And we're in
man.
November. And again, like I said, we're talking about at least like 10 months. Man,
Right. Right.
he's not gonna be ready to start the season. So that means you're gonna have to, what I'm saying, that's why you have Kirk Cousins. You're gonna have to make sure that you keep him for a third season.
Mm.
Yeah, that's where you at, and then you still will be looking for somebody who can back him up. But you guys have seen what Kirk Cousins has looked like any time he's coming into the game. It's
It's
not even
ugly.
about his mind. His mind
It's
is not what
ugly.
I'm worried about. His
Yep.
ability, his body, him being able to go out there and get the ball to the receiver all game long, be able to get the ball, the offense at a consistent rate. Like I don't see anything like that.
Facts.
So,
hey, you speaking facts, my brother.
I'm just saying,
But Big John,
so that's what I'm saying. This is terrible because it's like now we're back in the situation, and this is where I was talking about yesterday about, do I like Terry Fontenot? Yes, but this is why like he's included in these conversations, because it's like a casualty of war thing. Because what he and Raheem Morris tried to do, regardless of the intention, is right now it's not working. You have your franchise quarterback who's going to be done for at least the rest of this season, and we don't know if he's going to be ready for the beginning of next season. Then you have Kirk Cousins, and that's all I got to say about that. But then you have Kirk Cousins, and then it's just like, what is your backup plan now? It's like, how do you pivot this now? That's going to be the most interesting thing, because salary cap wise, I mean, you could cut Kirk Cousins, but what does the money do? Have you guys seen the free agency list? If you haven't,
I did. I actually have.
And go check out the free agency list for quarterbacks, guys.
Yeah.
I'm talking about it's not looking good. What good team trades a good quarterback?
Ooh, not many, unless they just don't want them. But we got to give a shout out to Big John, man. Big John Higgins, man, one of my biggest supporters, one of our biggest supporters. 59 years, six decent seasons, 2 Super Bowls, 1 MVP, a couple of NFC championship games. I think it was 3 of them, or 4 of them if you count back the duel in Dixon in 80. And countless letdowns over 59 years. I'm over it. I have been here for it all. And me and Sean had that conversation earlier about being around for this.
Big bro, who told you that 4 hours ago? About 4 or 5 hours ago. Who told you that?
You did. We've been here too. I mean, just like I always say, y'all always bash me for the things I say. I was using Kyler Murray as an example last night, but what I was telling y'all is exactly what is finna happen right now. You may have to go get a bridge quarterback to be, a veteran quarterback to be a bridge. And you may have to take on another big contract to do that. Who knows? Depending on who wants to move on, from their starting quarterback and just start over. This is just an example. It's not who we're going to go after. But you look at Kyler Murray in Arizona, look at what Jacoby Brissett did yesterday, lets you know that they're wasting their time with Kyler Murray. He needs a fresh scenery. Tua Tagovailoa is another one. We know he may be one concussion away from his career being over, but at the same time, the Dolphins got to find a way to get off that contract. So this is what we are facing next year when it comes to possibly having to have another veteran quarterback, especially the way Kirk Cousins, like Chris said, the way Kirk Cousins looking. We just really don't know where we are headed. And when we talk about that knee injury, and Chris talked about it a little bit, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper to it. If y'all see my video earlier, y'all know where I'm finna go. But Drew Down, thank you for that donation, my brother. Early Christmas present. Truly appreciate it. And I agree. You got to hold Mr. Black accountable at some point. But this is where I'm finna go with that knee injury. And if y'all tuned into my quick video early in 20 minutes, when news came out that he was probably going to be out the rest of the season. And this is where I'm finna go with it. And Sean, no one finna go because we talked about it. Yep. But when you talk about a significant injury, you talk about the NFL draft and doing, your homework on these players. The Atlanta Falcons knew exactly what they were getting into with Michael Penix. It was on his scouting report. He's had 2 ACL injuries. So that lets you know that it's a possibility that this could happen again. And for all y'all out there that was saying why he don't scramble, this is why he don't scramble, because in the back of his mind, he knew something could happen with his knee. I mean, he could get hit or he can run and it could be a non-contact injury. But those 2 ACL injuries, just think about this. And this is my opinion. This is not coming from a doctor. This is just how I see it. When you talk about 2 ACL injuries just like that, we don't know the structure was damaged. We don't know how severe the injuries were. We just know they happened. And 9 times out of 10, a bone bruise comes from not having ligaments in a certain spot to hold your knee stable. And guess what? When they start rubbing together, guess what? You get bone bruises and things of that nature. So we don't know how long this knee injury is going to last. Sean said earlier he might not be ready for the 2026 season. That could be true. But what if it's significant enough that he might not even play next season either? Because if you're talking about a year, and we at this point right now, and we with a veteran quarterback that's doing his thing, what's the point of breaking him back? Then I go deeper than that. Y'all want a head coach change? Y'all want change in the front office? Terry Fontenot, Raheem Morris. What if they blew it all up in the front office, bringing a new coach, bringing a new GM? Michael Pittman might not even be part of the plans. So he could possibly be done play his last down as an Atlanta Falcon. Just think about that.
That's the whole thing that we be talking about, bringing in somebody new, though, Smitty. I mean, regardless, when you don't draft those people, a new regime could come in and want their own people. So, like you just said, Michael Penix could have played his last down if the new regime or a new coach and OC comes in and be like, well, we want somebody different or want to roll with somebody different. Those are all possibilities. And it's tough, man. Again, I go back to what I just said before, and I build off of that point, bro. Like, because again, this was the plan for Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris. They went with Kirk Cousins, paid him the money for him to come through. Then you also get Michael Penix. You tried to work out this plan. We already know how we was going to try to have this guy groom this guy to groom that guy so this guy can be ready. Ultimately, everything backfired. Everything blew up. And now we're having our potentially franchise quarterback not only out for this year, but we don't know exactly when he'll be ready. And you don't have any backup plans. You know, you're going to have experience with Kurt, but the performance is just not going to be there. So I feel like you're going to have to lean on that run game even more. You're going to have to. Even though their team know that it's coming, it's like at this point, it doesn't even matter. What does it matter?
I'll go a little bit deeper than that, Chris. It's just a poorly ran, dysfunctional franchise. The right hand doesn't know the left hand and vice versa. With the Kirk Cousins situation, I knew it was a bad thing when you guarantee him all that money just to go out and draft a quarterback in the first round. And I wanted to bet my last paycheck on this. I guarantee you, the Falcons organization, Rich McKay, Arthur Blank, did not inform Michael Penix, hey, we bringing in Kirk Cousins to mold you. I guarantee you that conversation did not take place.
Yeah.
So I really believe first of all, the organization is not on the same page. Everybody, one person's doing one thing, another person's doing another thing, and another person's doing another thing. The shit just doesn't make sense, man. It don't.
Yeah, I agree.
We are lacking consistency in this organization. It's the truth, man.
And I'll build off of that, and I'll just say it. Unfortunately, like the thing about it, the Falcons knew about Michael Penix's injury history beforehand. The Falcons knew that he had already had 4 season-ending injuries, and now this is potentially the 5th, season-ending injury. And like now they knew about it, but they love the talent, they love the potential of what's going to be. So again, that's a decision that they were willing to live with. So now the franchise and the fan base, this is the situation that we're in now. We have to try to figure out where do we go from here at quarterback if Michael Penix is not able to go. I mean, we figure he was not going to go next week, so it's going to be Kirk Cousins, but he's out for the rest of the season and potentially longer. It's that right there, that potential and that fear that he could be out longer than just the end of this season. If he's just out at the rest of this season, at the end of the day, you can't even be mad because we're 3-7. So the only thing you hate is the fact that he won't be gaining reps, but hopefully he'll be going out and trying to work on himself in the off season. But at the end of the day, fam, like I'm just hoping it's not worse than that. But I just
Right.
know how these things go, and normally, you know, it's tend to be longer. I'm just hoping it's not going to be longer than that
Yeah.
because
And
that
Moody,
for the franchise.
Moody, we got to get a healthy quarterback. I don't care if he's a veteran. I don't care if he's a young guy, but he's got to be a healthy quarterback, and that's the key thing. And bags. Let me just tell you this, man. And this is why I tell y'all the things I tell y'all, because a lot of things that I tell y'all think I'm just trying to, get attention, but a lot of things I see ahead of time. A lot of it I see. And Sean to tell y'all, man, you said that. How did you know that was gonna happen? Sometimes you gotta do is pay attention to what's going on. He said Mike would be good, just need a quality coaching staff to help develop his talent. It ain't the quarterback 100%. It's more the coaches that fail him and this offense. But the thing you got to understand, what if they bring in another coaching staff? And I'm gonna use the what you call it, I'm gonna use I'm blowing drinks. I'm drawing blanks. But I'm gonna use this as an example. Remember when Jared Goff was drafted #1 by the Rams? The Rams had a dynamic offense once Sean McVay took over. But Sean McVay traded Jared Goff to the Lions for Matthew Stafford because Matthew Stafford was his type quarterback. Think about that. Because think about when they had Todd Gurley, they had Cooper Kupp, they had Tyler Higbee at tight end, and they had a couple of other receivers there. And Todd Gurley nearly won MVP in 2017. And they still traded Jared Goff because that wasn't his type quarterback. See, it's all about what the staff wants and what the staff needs. And I'll give y'all an even better example. Look at Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield had the best rookie season at that time of any quarterback in NFL history. Rookie season. They could not develop him and keep him going in that direction. So guess what? They went out and got Deshaun Watson because they didn't trust the coaching staff to keep him going. So they wanted to go get a veteran. And these are the examples that I'm using because even though we know or we think Michael Penix has the talent to succeed, he probably won't because the right coaches can't, put him in the position to win. So when you look at what happened in those two situations, you could be looking at the same thing with the Falcons. Why? If they go in another direction, coaching wise or GM wise, we may not see Michael Penix in the Atlanta Falcon uniform again. Or if we do, he's going to be a backup, and you don't want that.
And that's tough also as well because you think about it. Also, I will agree with the part at the end where he was like this offense and the coaches and everything. There is some truth to that because you think about it. Caleb McGarry went down. Storm Norton went down. The best thing that we had was Elijah Wilkinson, who's a guard, playing out of position. So like we didn't go out and really just try to attack that. But you think about it, salary cap. But why is the salary cap? Because is what the way it is because of past decisions that you made. So it's like at the end of the day, we didn't make any kind of trades. We didn't try to do anything like significant. And the offensive line was coming into the season already beat up for your first year quarterback.
Thanks.
And it didn't get necessarily any better because, boom, you lose Matthew Bergeron, who quietly took a step back, I believe, but at the same time, still solid. Jake Matthews, Jake is really the Iron Man out there, Chris Lindstrom. And then, it's at one point in time, you got Kyle Hinton out there. Regardless, it's just the continuity of the offensive line has just been off all year long. And Michael Penix got to run with it. How did Michael Penix get hurt? Both times. Well, the offensive line let him down. Free runners, guys coming off, nobody blocking for it. Just the offense, that's coaching, but that's also players. And there's a reason why guys are backups. Guys are backups for a reason. And if you have a guy who's a primetime player or somebody who's significant who can be a game wrecker, they're going to figure out a way because that's their job to figure out a way to beat the backup. And when that happens,
Right.
your starters suffer.
Facts, super facts. But Vontae Neal, thank you for the donation, my brother. Thank you for the Christmas gift. Hold on, Sean, I got you. That's a good question, and we're gonna feed off that question, but I want to answer this one first. Shout out to Felix, man. Shout out to Felix. Felix C316. Let me tell you, let me just put it like this. And that's your opinion, and I get it. But when you start looking at the future, you start looking at what you're going to bring in as far as coaching, what you're going to bring in as far as front office staff, and with those kind of movements, you got to have a building block. You got to have a building block. And I know Bijan probably the best player on the team right now. But when it comes to building block, are you going to build around a third-year running back who's taking a lot of hits already, and he's still gonna have the talent? But are you gonna build around those two edges who seem like they work well together, and all you got to do is keep giving them talent up front on the front seven for them to be successful? Just answer that. Who would you rather build around? Defense, offense. Defense, offense. Because we know running back is one of those positions you can replenish, because Tyler Algier ran for 1,000 yards before Bijan got here. But when you talk about getting to the quarterback, we waited over a decade since John Abraham left to get that. So now that you have that, you can't waste that. Yeah, Bijan is one of a generation of talent. I get it. And I'm not saying that they're going to trade him. I'm just saying as far as building blocks, you're going to build around their defense, correct? Something that you ain't had before this year. Think about that. That's all I want you to think about, Felix. That's all.
Defense.
But let's get back to this question right quick.
I got one.
It said, but what quality coach is going to want this job? Sean, I want you to give an idea of a coach that they need.
When I think about our city, fellas, I think about the fan base. Smitty, one thing that you taught me just by our conversations, the only way that things is going to turn around is learn how to be uncomfortable.
Yep, absolutely.
Comfort kills.
Knowing that, like, I'm just going to be real about it. When it comes to the city of Atlanta, Chocolate City, predominantly the fan base is African American. And the first person that comes to mind that can galvanize a city, bring people together, bring that kind of notoriety to us, is Prime. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. It's Prime. He's the perfect candidate. For one, he know how to work that mouthpiece. Number two, he damn sure will be able to have that power to attract big time free agents. That's something that we've never had as an organization. Am I lying, Chris? Am I lying, Smitty?
Nope. Can't argue with you there. Can't argue.
You telling me people ain't gonna like walk through those turnstiles or break down those barriers to come see Dion on the Atlanta Falcons sideline?
I feel you. I just don't see that happening.
I don't see it happening either, Chris. But like Smitty asked me a question, and I'm like, that was just the first thing that come to mind. Dion.
Yeah.
No,
but it's not going to happen because they don't want to get uncomfortable. They want to be comfortable in what they're doing and how they running things. But until they figure out, that we got to change the way we do things, it's just going to be the same thing over and over. Because not to throw the show off, but me and Sean had a conversation earlier about the last 40 years, and we'll talk about that another time. But if you look at what happened in the last 40 years, it's just a continual cycle of what's going on today. So as a franchise, we just have to learn how to think outside the box. And look, New England did it because before Belichick got there, New England was a middle of the road team. Am I wrong? Sean?
Nope.
Sean? Okay.
Nope.
But look, but you got to be uncomfortable. But I think Chris, did you start Trinity's comment?
Yeah, he was it was this one. He
Okay.
said, yo, Smitty and Chris, have you thought about maybe Jake may retire and he may be fed up with this team? This would be a horrible time, and if he chooses to retire, well, it wouldn't be because he's fed up with the team necessarily. I think he loves the logo regardless. But I mean, that's always a possibility, like being a year to year once like an offensive lineman starts to get up there, even though he
Correct.
has that Matthews bloodline, regardless, who says he wants to play the 40? You got to think about that too. What does he want to do? How many years did he have in his mind to play? It's just so that's always a thought that you have to think about. And yeah, that is a realistic possibility this coming off season, next off season, regardless. I mean, you're going to have to address that. But the Falcons have a lot of different holes that you have to address. You got the offensive line, you got a wide receiver, you got linebackers, you got defensive linemen, you got secondary. So it's like the Falcons really need, some plethora of picks, but we don't have that. Like what we got a second, a third, what a fourth, what a sixth, a seventh. So it's just
Yeah.
like, so it's not a whole lot you're going to be able to do with that. But if
But
Terry
but
Fontenot was
but
here, that's where he's
Chris,
going to have to try to work his magic as a scout
yeah,
and try to get some players.
yeah, yeah. But Chris, I get it, bro. I get it what you said with the draft picks. But this is why I always use Belichick as a response to people that say we don't have this and we don't have that. If a new coaching staff, new GM comes in, they might trade, a couple of players that they know they got value. And they will
Of
start to
course.
build the block from there, just like Mike Vrabel is doing right now. He traded his two starting safeties right off the bat.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And
saying. I mean, that's
outside
what
of
players.
Outside of Drake May, outside of Stephon Diggs, Hunter Henry, and Austin Hooper, that's five people. Who else on that defense do you know?
You don't.
Then it all goes back into what fits their system. If Michael Penix
Indeed.
doesn't fit their system, they're gonna go and get a quarterback that does. Look at Sean Payton.
Absolutely. That's
Another
what we were
an,
saying.
another example, and I don't
So
care what nobody say. I would tell y'all this right now, y'all, and down the road, y'all can tell me if I'm right or wrong. If if Terry Fontenot had the pull that he should have as GM, I guarantee you, Sean Payton will be the coach of this team. And I can bet anything on that. Why? Because it's somebody he spent 15 years with. And if you look at how he building this team, he built it just like New Orleans. Think about it. Drew Brees, bomb shoulder, went out and, ended up being a Hall of Famer after coming over from the Chargers. Alvin Kamara, Bijan Robinson. Jimmy Graham, Kyle Pitts.
no.
Marcus Colston, Drake London. Think about it.
I can't
Think about
agree.
it.
I can't agree with that, Jimmy
Slant
Graham.
Thomas, Darnell Mooney.
You said who?
Slant Thomas, Darnell Mooney.
I guarantee you he would have hired Sean Payton.
Attention, yeah.
Or he would have talked him into coming to Atlanta. But
I
Sean
ain't
also
gonna lie
said,
to you. I wasn't.
he also
I
said,
would have took.
go ahead.
No, I was about to say I would have took Sean Payton, but it's just like it was so funny because it's Falcon fan. I'm not taking no Payton. I understand. I understand. We used to hate him, but he still did get results, and we needed a coach at the time. I ain't gonna lie, I would have took Sean Payton, but that's neither here or there now at this point. But I was just getting to that point about what you were saying about if Terry had full control. If Terry had full control, I think a lot of decisions that has been made, it maybe some things have been altered. I don't necessarily think that Terry would have necessarily signed Kirk Cousins to that length, to the size of that contract.
That was on Raheem Morris. I'm telling you, it's been said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think if he had full control, Kirk was even an option to me. But that's just how I personally feel. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think so because it was so many red flags even with that coming off that ACL. Now I remember Smitty, we talked about Kirk Cousins when he was healthy with Minnesota the season before, and
Right.
then after that, he's our quarterback, and then we had that season 6-3, etc. But he was still coming off that Achilles, and that was the whole red flag for me. I just, it's just at the end of the day, that's what our quarterback is, and it's like we signed him to a 4-year deal, and it'll be crazy if you actually have to fulfill the entire 4 years. That would be the wild thing.
Yeah.
Well, we ain't got nobody to blame but ourselves.
You see what happened, Sean?
No, I was just saying that we ain't got nobody to blame but ourselves.
Absolutely.
We knew exactly what we were getting into. That's just the truth, fellas. It's just the truth.
Right. Yeah. And then they did themselves a disservice. They called themselves doing the homework on the kid, but you had to know in the back of your mind this could happen. So you had to have a backup.
That's what I said. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what
bro.
you
I
said.
I had a conversation earlier. And
you're breaking up.
Say Chris froze out again.
Okay. Not healthy enough. You had to think about what happens if Michael Penix goes down. You didn't have. He said we don't deal with the devil. He said, but you got it. But you have like a plan in place, and it just like none of your plans work. And you're in a league where winning is essential. And I'm sorry, like we're just not winning. We're 11-16 under Ryan.
Repeat that again, Chris.
Huh?
Repeat that last part again.
What about not winning? We're in a league. Winning is essential.
Exactly. What is Sean Payton doing right now for y'all in the chat? Is talking that you know what?
He's winning.
What is he doing right now?
He's winning.
What are you doing right now?
Winning.
Mm-hmm.
And he just lost his running back.
But he got a backup. And the running back and the quarterback that he had when he got there, both of them gone.
Yep.
Because he knows what he wants to build. And the front office has let him do his thing. What's wrong with that?
Can I say something, Chris, and Smitty, if y'all don't mind?
Go ahead.
I just wanted to comment on what Mikey just said. What is it that you want? I'll be the first one to tell you. I can't stand Sean Payton. I think that's an arrogant motherfucker.
Yeah.
But when you cut and what $80+ million or what Denver was given at the time to Russell Wilson for him to come and say fuck that. Take your ass on. We'll take this lump, and I'm gonna build I'm gonna build it the way I want to build it. And then right now we all seeing the results. I got much respect for that, bro. Much respect for that.
Yeah.
You told Wilson, get the hell on. Yep. We're gonna eat this. We're gonna eat this cap hit. We'll take it.
Yep. Sometimes
now everybody's seeing what's happening right now. It may not be pretty. Like Chris always said, it's not pretty. They boring to watch. But at the end all be all, the National Football League is a result-based business. It's about winning.
Yeah.
Winning.
They lead the league in sacks right now. Damn near got 60 already. If they don't hit 60. And they still have the season damn go. But Steve G, I appreciate the donation, my brother. As I say, early Christmas gift. I appreciate it. But he says trade Drake, Bijan, and Penix. Use those picks and our own picks to draft some power that can also zone block. Finish building the defense. And that's not a bad idea because he's thinking about the future. But and I said it, you got to have a building block. And I seen somebody in the comments say, just build a football team. You don't need building blocks. That's a lie. Because if you gonna build around somebody, you're gonna build around the quarterback usually, or you're gonna build around the key players on the defense. And if you look at the defense, you still have those two young rookies. You still have AJ Terrell, and if you want to start with Billy Bowman and Xavier Watson, you can do that. So you got to have a building block because you got to start from somewhere. You got to.
I honestly think, I mean, of course, on the offensive end, you can try to build around Bijan, and really, I feel like you can build around really like the run game. We've already kind of been doing that anyway. You can keep that, try to be traditional, Or I mean, are you gonna, put more money into the wide receiving core to try to make sure that the wide receivers are good for whomever is the quarterback, whether it's Michael Penix, Kirk Cousins, or whomever. It's just like at the end of the day, you got to make decisions, and we got some tough decisions to make because we have contracts coming up, and we thought that we had the quarterback position locked up, and we don't. So now that's added on top of all the other problems that we do have. Regardless, we know that Michael Penix is going to miss some time. We just don't know how much time, and that right there, I feel like is the most nerve-wracking thing because it's just like, hey, if it's more significant than what we thought, because he came back sooner than I believe he was supposed to from the bone.
He
bruise.
did. He did, and I said that.
Even when he scrambled. Yeah, even when he scrambled, he didn't look as fast, as before because he still looked kind of like, hey, I'm gonna get there, but it's not gonna be as fast as I want to get there.
Yep.
He was already still dealing with that bone bruise. He was not a healthy 100% or anything.
Facts.
He wasn't even 80%. I don't think.
Facts. He's had on a knee brace all season, but y'all ain't even noticed that though, because dude, honestly, we don't really know how stable his knee was when he got here. 2 ACL injuries. Come on, some people get one and can't play no more. But Bags, you my guy, $100 grand, and I'm not saying that Penix don't have it. I'm just stating if we go through change, Penix might not be part of the plan. But on the other hand, you got to look at it as are the front office guys going to hire somebody that's going to want to go in another direction. 9 times out of 10, they're going to hire somebody and force them to coach Penix because their ego won't let them allow them to feel they made a mistake.
Let me add to that point. Penix has something that Michael Vick had at the time that Matt Ryan had his entire career. The owner, if Arthur Blank is really like feeling you as the quarterback position, and he chose Michael Penix, he said, "Hey, like the reports are, he wanted Michael Penix. He was awed by what So they went out there, flew out there, seemed to work out. He was sold. He wanted Michael Penix. So that is a valid point that they may not even bring anyone in, which again would go back into being comfortable. It really, if we're keeping it real, it would go back and being comfortable because you're making sure that this person is going to be around to coach Michael Penix. But at the same time, it's kind of fair because we still don't fully know about Michael Penix. So ultimately, it's just so much confusion anyway. That's the whole point. Because you may miss out on a good coach because the good coach may say, well, I want to come in and pick my own quarterback. Well, no, we want you to coach Michael Penix. But at the same time, we do need to still see what Michael Penix is. He still is somewhat of a mystery because this offensive line, some of the skilled players aren't, and even some of his own faults, not, ball pace placement, not seeing all your progressions, intentional grounding, et cetera, like it's all together as a collaboration, and we still don't even know. He's still somewhat of a mystery.
It just all in flux, man. It just functional.
And think about this too, and this is why Matt LaFleur's name came up, and we saw it on 680 The Fan. A guy got the tip, and he said that he got a tip that Matt LaFleur would love to coach in Atlanta. But what is that? That's another not a retread, but that's another comfortable move. And don't get me wrong, 72, 36, and 1 is nothing to sniff at because in the NFL it's about winning.
Yes,
and look what he had to deal with a veteran diva quarterback in Aaron Rodgers, and he got past that and kept winning games. Go over to Jordan Love, who the first 2 years people were calling him a bust, but the last 2 years, at the last part of the season, the last 2 years, he's the best quarterback in the league. I don't know what's going on this year. He's taking 2 steps back. So when you talk about being comfortable, 9 times out of 10, Matt LaFleur is going to be the coach if he leads Green Bay because what he's comfortable with. And not only that, we know for sure that he can develop a quarterback. And what's going on in Green Bay, maybe his message is getting a little stale. Maybe he needs a change of scenery. But at the end of the day, it's going to be something that Michael Penix needs. And this is why. If Raheem comes back, or if they fire him, it's gonna be somebody that we know. Because it's the same with the Braves. And before Anzi Soleil got with the Hawks, it was the same with the Hawks.
Yep. No lies to take. I'll take it. I'll take it a step further, Smitty. You said retrans. We had this conversation earlier.
Yep.
We brought back Raheem. If we thought Raheem was that guy, why not just keep him there when they fired Dan Quinn?
Exactly.
It's so crazy, but it's so crazy that you say that, Sean, because let's go back to when Dan Quinn got fired. 0-5, right? It's time to cut the cord. It's over. It's really over. Then remember, they had Jeff Ulbrich and Raheem Morris as like co-head coach, you know what I'm saying, at the same time. And it seemed like the players was rallying around Raheem more. Then that's when they went ahead and said, okay, Raheem, go ahead and take it. But we still was unsuccessful. Like, we didn't win games. Like, we may won the pregame, may have won the post-game locker room, but we didn't win the games on the field, regardless. You know, and so you don't bring him back. Then you go in a different direction just to only bring him back. I just felt like that was already backwards anyway. You know, if he was understand, you know, a few years, you know, so him winning the Super Bowl, maybe that made him feel like, okay, he's older now. You know, so he don't want a Super Bowl. This could really be the guy. But ultimately, like, the Falcons are in this situation because of and it starts from the top. That's what we got to start from the top.
Point blank, period. There it is. Furball, thank you for the Christmas gift, my brother. He said, my issue is with this is why we consider keeping Raheem. What has he proven? Nothing. I'm tired of the excuse he needs to go. It just upsets me that he's still here. He needs to go. I give up on him. And you have the right to feel that way, because as I tell y'all, and there's another comment that I got to go in, because y'all want to rage bait me today. And look, trust me, I'm not the one y'all want to do that to.
Don't nobody give a fuck about this, man. Talk your shit.
No. We're gonna let them have their 2 minutes of fame, 2 seconds of fame, however they want to put it. Cause look, I'm telling y'all keep trying to make it seem like we got something against Mike Penix when we just sitting up telling y'all it's the coaching, it's the front office, and it's development. Mike Penix, after a year and a half in the NFL, should be further along than what he is. Because think about it. Look at outside of Bijan, outside of Pitts, and outside of London. London is probably going to miss this week and might miss the week after that, but at this point, it don't matter. Can you count on Kyle Pitts to step up? No. Why? No. Because Zach Robinson has failed to implement him in the offense like he's supposed to. Yeah, with Michael Penix, you see him going Bijan Robinson or Drake London. That is a coaching issue. We don't have nothing against what's going on with Michael Penix. We know as fans it's a developmental thing. And I can look, I wasn't going to talk about the last 40 years, but these 2 points I got to throw out there. When you look at what happened in 1994 with June Jones and Jeff George, that was hell on wheels. Why? It was a different type coach. It was a finesse coach against a high energy guy. Jeff George could make any throw on the field just like Mike Penix could. Same type arm strength. But guess what? It didn't work because June Jones didn't know how to unlock Jeff George's talent. When he went to Minnesota, the very next year, he threw 25, 30 touchdown passes. And think about this, too. You know he had the talent because in 1994, 3 receivers had 1,000 yards receiving. How many times have you seen that happen in the NFL? What does that tell you? That tell you is coaching. And I could go a little further than that.
Shoot, man, look at Sam Darnold right now.
Dan Reeves got here. Dan Reeves, championship caliber coach. This is why I said we need a veteran coach. And Dan Reeves, perfect example. When Dan Reeves got here, it took him a while. I give him that because I think it was 96 or 97 when he got here. But by the time he got to that second year and he implemented what he wanted to do, bring in the right veteran coaches to come along with him, What do? They build off what they had in Jamal Anderson in that run game. He implemented the run game, and he used that until his time was up. And he got fired a year too early. Why? Because if they had that same implement in the way they played the year after he left, making it to the NFC Championship game, guess what? They would have ran all over the Eagles. Because think about it. You got Duckett, Dunn, and Vic. And nobody could stop it. And you had that same type, similar makeup right now with Bijan and Tyler. But you can't capitalize on it because the right coach is not in the right spot right now. What is Raheem Morris known for? Defense. What are we strong at? Defense. So if you're a defensive coordinator, you go out and get a veteran coach that's good at coaching offense, not a first-time guy.
But we're not good on defense because of Raheem, though.
No, we good. We not good on defense because of Zach Robinson and not being able to control the clock like he's supposed to. The defense is worn down at this point. Think about it.
Exactly.
The last two games,
they definitely are.
The last two games,
down. It doesn't matter what guys be on the field. 40 minutes for anybody, man. You're
that's where I was going. Think about it. Last week, Jonathan Taylor, 246 yards, 244, 246, or whatever it was. Then the very next week, you let a bomb like Bryce Young go throw for damn near 500 yards. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And see, that's what I'm telling y'all. All of that bad energy done festered all the way through the team, from the offense all the way to the defense.
Well, the driving home further, Smitty and Chris, we was up 2 scores at halftime yesterday, correct? 21-10, right?
Right.
Am I delusional in saying that?
No, we was up 21-10.
21-10. We mustered only 6 points the rest of the game.
Indeed.
That speaks volumes to me.
That look like the old Falcons, the team that we tan it up in the first half, and then the second half just fall off.
The same shit happened. We beat Buffalo. Yeah. We did that. We was up 2 scores on them too.
Yep.
And we barely escaped that game. But we haven't had that conversation. It's a trend, y'all. It's a trend.
Well, yeah.
And it's sad.
Pitiful play call in the clutch. Think about it. We lost the same way the last 2 weeks on defense. 3rd and 21. You've been getting to him all game. But when it counts, you drop back in the prevent defense. Make that make sense.
It's the situational stuff, man. We
just yesterday,
again, like I said yesterday, bro.
Go ahead.
We have to just face it. We do not win the game within the game. We do not, man. The little small things, the small details. Yeah, we may not have crazy penalties a game, but there's other ways that you can lose the game. Special teams, field position, time of possession. Situational play calling, decisions, calling the timeout to preserve time so you possibly can get more points or at least have the opportunity. You need oppos. That's what the game is about. The more oppos you have on offense to score, the better. The more your defense is on the sideline resting up, the more that they can start going after other guys on the opposing side. But we're not doing that for our defense. Our defense has been good, but just imagine how they would be if, let's say, they was on the field, let's say just 10 minutes less. Let's say if it was 30 minutes per game instead of the 37 minutes.
Oh, man.
They've in the last 2 weeks, that defense has been on the field over 77 minutes, nearly 78 minutes.
That boy, he would be on it.
Nathan Brooks should be working that boat. He had a bad game. He did.
But like I said, I'm finna get this person. They got them 2 minutes of fame. Y'all want to say, and look, y'all been following me. Y'all know where I'm going with this. Sean know where I'm going with this. If you telling me that we mad because Kirk Cousins is white, you done lost your mind.
Huh?
Listen. I'm finna give y'all 2 seconds of fame.
Oh man. man. Come on, man.
And I'm gonna say it like this, and I'm gonna mean this in the nicest way possible because I'm gonna stay legit to who I am.
Man. Let's try
What did I tell y'all? If y'all been following me, what did I tell y'all at 6-3 last year when we went into New Orleans? We went into New Orleans, they lost 7 straight games. What did I tell y'all? If we lose that game, he gonna lose the team. And they haven't recovered. They 5-13 since. Think about that.
Man, bro, we 5-13. Bro, we were 11-16 under Raheem again.
5-13 though after a 6-3 start. Think about that.
And the messed up part is the same similar situation happened this year. We lost to a Miami team that only had one win. Not only did we lose, we got blown out. When I saw that, just like every one of you Falcons fans that saw that, I was realist. I was saying, Smitty, I told you this. Chris, I told you this. It's over with. The season is over with. Yep. It's over. The same trend is happening again this year. And I'm willing to have the conversation, Falcon fans. Tell me where I'm wrong at.
Yeah. And it's the simple things, man. It's the simple things. We talk about Michael Penix's footwork. That was on his scouting report that he needed to work on that. Has he worked on that the last 18 months? I think not. Because if he had, he would be a little bit further than that. And that lets me know what the hell is TJ Yates doing. You fire Ike Hilliard, but at the same time, you put TJ Yates up to coach a wide receiver when he can't even help you with Michael Penix. And he's a former NFL quarterback. This is the function that we talking about.
Man, this is just all bad, fam. And my thing. And how many blowouts have we had under Raheem Morris? So just overall, we can go all the way back to him as an interim coach because I remember getting blown out by Tampa, I believe, like the end of the season or something like that.
Yep.
So it's like you got that, but even if you fast forward, you got the 30-0 to the Panthers. That right there was just a German suplex, sent through the floor. And then next thing you know, to 1-6, Dolphins come in and beat you 34-10. And the crazier thing about both of those situations, both of those teams go on a run after beating you. They were 0-2.
Facts.
They frogged us, and they're now 6-5. You look at the Dolphins; they've won their last 3 out of 4.
Yeah, but I take it a step further than that. You look at the New York Jets, 0-7.
Oh gosh.
Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, they got a backup quarterback. But have you seen the New York Jets give up and they just traded away they 2 best players on the team in Quentin Williams and Sauce Gardner? But what have they given up? No. Because they coach gonna make sure they stay prepared every single game.
Their coach has a vision. The organization has a vision.
Exactly. We talking about the Jets now. The Jets. And bankroll flipper. We gonna lose to the Jets. Oh yeah.
I'm so nervous about that Jets game. That is so wild. Like even though Justin Fields is not the quarterback, I know they're going to roll with Tyrod Taylor. But regardless, I'm telling y'all, man, them Jets are going to play us tough. Shoot, it's going to be tough this coming Sunday because we're not going to have Michael Penix. It's going to be Kirk Cousins. Then we're not going to have Drake London. So Darnell Mooney's your number 1. Okay, Kyle Pitts is going to be out there, but who's to say that Zach is going to include this man in the offense as he should? Now, we know that he should, but we still got to wait until Sunday to see what happens. And that's the crazy part about it because we haven't seen it, so we can't be saying that it's going to be probable just because, it makes sense. So, like, with that being said, it's going to be tough because you have Casey Washington. Not sure what's going on with him as far as he's good to go.
Cordero Hodge.
What's going on with Chris Blair? Will he be called up? You got David Steele still out there. So your wide receiving core is already going to be kind of shaky as well. The defense, there is going to be on the defense yet again. You feel me? It's going to be on the defense yet again. And these guys are already tired. They're already beat up. They're already questionable. We're still missing Leonard Floyd with the hamstring. You know, we still have other guys who are dealing with things that we don't even know about. You know, so again, like guys got to get back acclimated. Yes, Divine Diablo is supposed to return back to practice this
week, but there's no
But
guarantee
why?
he's playing.
But why?
Because
Hey,
he tried. Only thing I can think of, making sure you solidify your next contract. Because I mean,
that wouldn't even be an issue because he would get a contract from me.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Same
because
here.
When he went out in San Francisco, that let me know when they fell off at the linebacker position. That let me know that they need to sign him to a long-term deal. And really, it's not gonna be as much as y'all think. Why? He hadn't put up enough years of stats to garner a super big contract. It's going to be a contract that's comfortable that they can afford, but at the same time, they're getting more value than some of these guys making 20, 30 million because he fits what they're trying to do. So that's another thing, that's what I'm saying. When you got a coach in place, you just don't know what he's going to do. If it's working right now, if they hire somebody else, Divine Diablo not coming back. Trust me. Because it's going to be something totally different. This is what we telling y'all. Everything comes back to that. Everything comes back to that. And when you talk about these wide receivers and going into this game, Zach Robinson can't even make a call on the payphone right now. His play call is so bad. And that's a bad sign. If he gets another job in the NFL as an offensive coordinator, that lets you know it's the good old boys network. And I hate to say that because that's not my style. Because you got guys like Terrell Austin, Pep Hamilton, who still haven't got a damn chance in the NFL, and they damn good coaches. And Zach Robinson wasting his chance because of his damn ego. And won't just tell nobody he don't know what the hell he doing. He need help. But he ain't got nobody on the staff to help him. Even though Raheem Morris lied and said they had 10 to 12 coaches on the staff that had worked with a quarterback, and Michael Penix looking like this. I can go on and on, but I'm out of breath. Y'all take it away.
Yeah, we can't go on and on like serious because I mean there are so many different polls and problems going on with this team, man. And like my thing is, you hate to just continue to jump on your team, but yeah, man. But it's so hard to still talk about this team. But I mean, what I'm just trying to figure out what direction, because every time I try to wrap my head logically about which direction you can go, it just makes your head hurt because you have every direction you try to turn, it's like, well, no, you can't do that because of this, that, and the third that you previously done. So Absolutely. Now it's like, and I don't want to say blow it all up. You know, I said I'm not on that train about blowing everything up, but you do have to make some tweaks because if you blow it up, it's the blowing it up is having so many different consequences that's just so unpredictable. Some of your favorite players could be moving on because the team is going through dare I say it, rebuilding, because they have to rebuild the structure, rebuild the foundation because the foundation is weak. You know, like, so again, I hate to say it, but yes, you can have somebody come in here, want a different quarterback, want a different running back. But right now, in the current situation, with the rest of this season that is left, y'all, I'm sticking to what I said yesterday about this needs to be a full evaluation of your entire team. It's starting with the coaches and with the players. Who's going to be disengaged? Is there anybody that's going to be seeming like they're just showing up for the paycheck? Like you got to start figuring out who's going to be here next year as a full evaluation all the way down and across the board. And you're going to have to figure out like if you can get things on working. Coaches are going to have to coach. We're going to see if coaches can really coach or not now because you're not having some of your best players there on both ends of the field. You know, I'm excuse me, on both sides of the ball. You got to figure out the rest of this season what can you pull off? What can you pull from this that could be a glimmer of hope leading into next season that things could turn around regardless of who's here and who's not? I'm just talking about as an organization.
Yep. Well, I'll answer that for you, Tip. There is no hope. And I'm not saying that because of what has transpired the last 3, 4, 5 years. This has been an ongoing trend since the Atlanta Falcons came into existence. Look at the total history. What evidence do we have as an organization where it's sustainability when it comes to winning? There is none. Yeah, we've had a couple of playoff appearances. That's cool and all, but where is the stability at? There has been none. There has been none. Yeah. In the history of our franchise, you look at all the coaches that we came across, the Jerry Glanvilles of the world, the Jim Joneses of the world. I said Jim Jones. June Jones of the world.
Yeah.
I said Jim Jones. The June Jones of the world after him. Then it was the Jim Moore era. Then it was the Mike Smith era. There was the Dan Quinn era. Now we're in the Raheem era. What has changed? Nothing. Nothing.
Yep. Every time
it's like, damn, what the hell do we have to be excited about?
Right.
Nothing.
Philly May Icon, you my guy. 100 grand. Thank you for tuning into the show. But you haven't been watching me long enough because how I roast Mike Hughes, how I roast.
Right. You definitely haven't been watching.
He got center blocks for feet. I can go on and on. Kyle Pitts giving up on route plays. I can go on and on. I hold GM coaches just like Boom said. I hold GM coaches, players, everybody accountable. This is why a lot of people can't watch me because I tell the cold hard truth. I've been doing it ever since I've been on YouTube, and I ain't gonna stop. I'm not gonna give y'all something that y'all can be wishing on. Oh, I do that when I say we should go after this player because I feel like that player could fit. But when it comes to y'all wanted me to tell y'all something just because we just seen them throw a game away, that's not me.
You know what? I'll go there. Let me ask you a question, Philly. How much do you personally put onus on the players versus the coaches? Give us a percentage. I would really like to know that.
He said, I'm definitely new 100%. And that lets you know right there.
Yeah.
And no, we not roasting you. We just letting you know.
No, not at all.
We hold everybody accountable around here.
No.
Everybody.
Yeah.
How long have I been saying Raheem the problem? How long? How long have I been saying Pat Robertson the problem? What did I say at the beginning? What did I say at the beginning? When you get to a team like this with all this talent and a new quarterback, you don't hire a first-year coordinator on either side of the damn ball. That's where the problem started at. That's where the problem started at.
The problem started before that. The problem started with the fact that the ownership and so everybody in the front office decided just to remain comfortable. You should have went in and got somebody who could have came in here and possibly changed some things up. I still look at all the guys that you brought in just about to interview are doing well. Even when you go down and I like Jim Holden.
Go back to before they hired Dan Quinn. That's a great point. But go back to before they hired Arthur Smith. Go back to that before they hired him. If we had, just like you said, 3 head coaches that doing well in the NFL was on this staff in 2016 going 2017, well, Kyle Shanahan was gone, but you still had Matt LaFleur and Mike McDaniels. But at the same time, you let every one of them walk out the door.
Yeah, man. And all of them are working. All of them, even though they just got smacked. I mean, even Jim Harbaugh, again, Mike McDonald. Goodness, I mean, I know even
all
Joe Brady.
Guys.
Yeah, I know we did beat the Bills, but you still try to interview Joe Brady, and the Bills, they're starting to try to ascend again. They're having an off year, but they still have a better record than us. So it's just, again, everything that we're trying to do is not working. So it's like, do we continue to run our head into the wall and be like, the third time we run our head into it, we're going to crash through it?
No, it don't work like that.
You see how crazy that sounds? Exactly.
That just like chewing on a jawbreaker and losing all your damn teeth.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like I can't say that statement like DA be saying, but y'all know how what if y'all seen what DA be saying with that statement. Don't do that when you got the baby mama and just never how it goes. But
He gonna put it in the chat. Trust me, he gonna put it in the chat.
Yeah, man. Just again, though, it just all jokes aside, though, this is a serious matter. Our franchise really is in limbo because we have to try to see what's going on with our franchise quarterback. Yes, we like him. I mean, yes, we like him. At least I believe most of the fan base like Michael Penix Jr. But yes, so I'm gonna say yes, we like him, but we have to be concerned about what's going on. And we all knew that this could be a possibility. We all did. We just hope it never would arise. But we all knew in the back of our mind when they drafted Michael Penix Jr., we knew of like, okay, we know that the talent is there, but we also know that the injury history is there as well.
I also saw a segment on First Take this morning, and Dan Orlovsky. I don't know if y'all saw that. He had spoke about they broke the news that Michael Penix is pretty much done for the season, and it's a reason why we run the pistol, and why we see Michael Penix in the pistol versus him being up under center. It's because they're trying to protect his knee because all the knee issues that he had when he was in college. I was like, wow, I didn't even think about that. So the only time that we seen Michael Penix under center is when it was an obvious quarterback sneak. It was nothing. It was no kind of play design or anything like that when he's up under center. So it kind of makes sense why we see pistol when it comes to him. And then when we see Kirk Cousins come in, you see quite a few times Kirk Cousins is under center. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead, Sean. My bad.
No, go ahead, bro. You got
it. Go ahead. What you were saying? Yeah, go ahead. What you were saying, Sean? Go ahead.
It's just sad, fellas, in the state that we're in right now. It's just sad to be a Falcon fan, a diehard Falcon fan, just seeing that the state that this team is in right now, and just the state that this organization that we're in this situation right now. Because I'm with Chris. It's like, what direction do you go?
Yeah.
Nobody has the answer to that.
Nope. Only person that has the answer is the guy holding the key at the top who writing the checks. But at this point, if you don't know nothing about football, how can you make those kind of decisions? That's all I want to know. But DA, the old saying is, don't be like the baby mama that abandoned a willing father just to go out and find a stepdaddy. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, dog. That's what I'm saying. You can't. You got to make sense. And right now, we're not making full sense, fellas. And the way, and again, it's hard to make sense of it. And you start wondering about limitations for quarterbacks and everything. Like you say, you start seeing Kirk Cousins under center. You're not seeing Michael Penix under center. You wonder if that has to do with we're going to keep you in the pistol and just like further back to try to give you that added I guess like kind of comfort, so about you can see what's coming your way and everything about it, because and that goes back to the injuries, trying to keep him comfortable, trying to keep him upright and get right, and not possibly have these type of injuries, and you're still having it anyway. But why are you having it? I go back again to the offensive line. The offensive lines came into the season already beat up regardless. So you got to think about that too. Yeah, we thought we was going to have Caleb McGarry. Caleb McGarry goes down. Oh gosh, now we got to change the game plan a little bit because we know. And then, and the crazy part, why you got to change the game plan, because you knew already that Storm Norton had that surgery, but you didn't bring it to the light until Caleb McGarry went down, because you thought Caleb was going to be fine. Oh gosh, now Caleb's going down. What do you mean Storm Norton had surgery? We thought, what are you talking about? So it's just one thing after another, and it's just little bit after little bit after little bit after little bit, and it's just like it's so hard to envision people keeping jobs because like you just haven't been able, like you've tried, but at the end of the day, good intention is nothing without good action. That's just a reality that we just have to we have to just chin up about. You got to chin up on that one, because that's just the facts. I don't. It's not about being fair. It's just life. We're underperforming. We're not winning in a business to where winning is essential.
Right, and the problem that we've been had as a franchise for God knows how long is learning to adjust to what's going on in the NFL. The NFL constantly changes. But as an organization, we fail to catch up with the times. The thing that we're doing, the thing that we did that Super Bowl season was the last Super Bowl season was we finally caught up with the times. We finally got a decent defense. We got an offense that could put up 35, 40 points a damn game. So look, if you don't catch up with the times, guess what? The time gonna pass you by and you're gonna still be behind. But DA want to come in right quick and speak. And after he speak, we're gonna go about 5 more minutes and we're gonna wrap it up. DA, what's up, my guy?
Man, what's going on with y'all guys, man?
What's going on, DA? What's happening, my brother?
Not much, man. We had a bad end to the season, Smitty. Man, we went up there, man. Them boy called 4 touchdowns back on us, man.
Wow.
Come on.
Yeah, man. Let's just say it was a no blacks allowed area. And y'all know I ain't want to complain about the referee, but man, this refereeing in GHSA getting real bad, man. There's a lot of stuff going on, but we ain't gonna dwell on that. They won the game. Best of luck to those guys the rest of the way, man. But the fact that we even here talking about this same thing last year, same thing this year from the past 9 years going back to the Super Bowl. You got to go back to what Grady Jarrett said last year, man. Same shit.
Different year.
You know, and the fact that I'm at now, looking at the situation, man, this season had so much promise, and we finally have a sustainable defense. We talking about decades of Falcon football from having, Hall of Fame guys that should be in the Falcons Ring of Honor. Like y'all guys were talking to Abraham about how they snipping Abraham.
Oh, he'll be on next week, boom. He'll be on next week. We're going to talk about it.
Oh, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that.
And the season over now, so I'm going to be back on more. Y'all know when the season going, I ain't really on like that. But anybody in the chat, man, talking about these guys, man, one thing, I've been following these guys for a long time now, man. You talking about these guys cover every inch of Falcons football, Hawks, Braves, you name it, Georgia Bulldogs. The fact of the matter is, when we sit up here and we talk about coaches, and these guys know, the coaches make the biggest impact on these guys, right? I mean, you just look at the situation, man. These guys have mentally checked out now from a coach perspective. You expect your guys to go out and play. But at the end of the day, we talking about professional athletes that have the luxury. And with the talent that we have, those guys can go to any other team and be a starter, but they're here. So I think the point that the fella's trying to make, man, we're in danger of losing what we've built because of how the organization is being ran, man. And
Thank you.
We're here again. They probably not gonna make the playoffs, man. And there's other things I think regarding that aspect. But it's a long shot for them to make it, man. Because like Smitty said, I don't think they beat the Jets because Justin Fields with Pittsburgh, Justin Fields with Chicago. I mean, Justin Fields always has a day against the Atlanta Falcons. Like whatever he's not, he becomes when he plays the Atlanta Falcons. And we still got Kyler Murray. We still got to go against the Rams. We got to play the whole NFC West. Well, with the exception of the 49ers already. And those going to be tough games. We talking about 3 teams that's really, well, not the Jets, but we're talking about a Rams team and a Seahawks team, that are going to be fast and physical, and they're going to play hard every single week, regardless of who the opponent is. But I will say this, guys, and I'm going to be short because I know y'all trying to wrap it up. Now, we look at the situation. Penix may be out for the season. Of course, it's going to be a lot of changes, right? And at the end of the day, we can only still believe to a certain degree. But what if Kirk Cousins comes out as getting the reps as a full-time starter? Now, we know it's going to be hard without Drake. And I ain't trying to come on here and be delusional, right? But he is playing possibly to get a job for another team in the future. So I doubt it's going to happen. But what if this situation actually turns out to be a good thing? Because like we said, we've been seeing Penix all year kind of up and down. And I'm still a believer of the kid. I think our best shot is with Penix. But, I mean, I think Kirk Cousins being another year in off of that injury getting full-time reps. Like I said, we know there's a lot of question marks. Not saying I'm confident anything changing. But what if this situation turns out to be something good, though?
It's possible. It's
The
possible.
Lord has risen above us and he has blessed us. And I'm leaving it at that. The chances of that shit happening, coach, no. It's a wrap. It is a wrap for Kirk Cousins. It is a wrap.
Yeah, these last 2 games, 6 of 14. And what was he the game before that?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he and think about it. If GMs around the league talking about why he didn't get traded because they think he washed up and he's showing it on the field the last 2 times. Oh yeah, you're gonna be in market for a veteran quarterback, and like I said, you don't have to have a superstar guy. We made it to the Super Bowl with Chris Chandler, a journeyman guy. So I mean, all they got to do is find somebody competent to be a game manager at this point, because we had the running game sold up.
Yeah,
all you got to find somebody to do is be a game manager, because the defense gonna do their job if you control the clock. I said that at the beginning of the season.
Just true.
The fact that, and the crazy thing is about the whole season, man, just like the last couple of years, you know, they've drafted well. We all understand that. And when you talk about rebuilding, they've already been in that phase for the last 5 years, rebuilding the team. You know, you got a squad. Now, of course, guys are still young. I love what I see from the rookies on defense, all 4 of them. But the fact of the matter is we don't even have a first-round pick right now. And they probably going to be drafting where it will be set up for them to draft top 8 again, probably. So where do they go from here? What is the next, like you said, like Chris said, what is the next move? How can you get back into the first round?
I'm going to just tell you, Boom, and I'm going to be honest, my guy. I'm going to still say the hell with that first round pick, because I'm looking at the future. And I understand it from a standpoint as we need picks going into next year's draft. But this is where you pull a Bill Belichick. You use that second round pick to trade back and try to get 2 more picks. You use one of those, that 4th round pick, probably to trade back to get another pick in the 5th and the 6th. And y'all can say that first round matters, but I tell y'all all the time for a reason. Draft picks don't give a damn if it's the first one or the last one. It's a 50-50 shoot, because you don't never know what you're going to get. I mean, I don't care if you, just like we talking about Mike Penix right now. We didn't know this was going to happen. We look at Jamal Anderson way back in 2007 going on to Arkansas. He had a damn dog of a season at Arkansas. He hit on it, not a damn sack in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
You don't know what you get.
Same thing with no sack tech.
Hey, I ain't gonna even go down that rabbit hole, but you know, I digress.
R. Robert 8719 says why we didn't do a game plan for Penix like how he played in Washington and Indiana. All he has to do is start spending on play action. Well, Robin 8719, they told us at the beginning of the season they building the offense from what he ran at Washington. This is why we aren't running the pistol offense.
Hey, problem with that is, Robin, man, thinking them boys out there running the high school offense. I mean, they only trying to run outside zone. They making it so easy for the defense. So, I mean, like I've been saying, they just an undisciplined. They like an undisciplined high school football team. I mean, and in terms of the coaching staff.
Agreed. Drew Down, thank you for another donation, another Christmas gift, my brother. Truly appreciate it. He said our coach told us stats are for losers, then read off the stats. We have to find a way to win. Never found a way to win. Yesterday, there's no such thing as a losing team, but a losing leader. Yeah, and if you call yourself a losing leader, it took you 11 weeks to say that. That lets me know your ego got in the way the whole season. That's why you can't put your head on straight to coach this team, right? Because you got your head up your ass. Let's keep
Smitty, you know this. I'll tell you this all the time. Chris, you've heard me say it too. And it's facts. Bill Parcells, his famous quote, "You are what your record says you are."
Facts.
Yep,
There's
that's who they are.
argument in that. Right? I think Chris said it last night on the show. Raheem is 23-52 as a head coach.
32-55.
32-55 now.
I rest my case.
You
Go
had
ahead,
a chance to get a 6-time Super Bowl head coach, and you let him go to the Tar Heels.
But look, think about it. They had coaches that, and Mike Vrabel, he was doing fine in Tennessee until they started changing up the front office, and they started trading away players. And then they went down here expecting him to fix it. Then you had Mike McDonald coming from an organization that learned under Isaac Newsom, one of the best GMs to ever live, that's built championship caliber teams in Baltimore. Because like I said, they're gonna pick and pull and they're gonna rebuild and they'll be right back to it next year. Mm-hmm. If they got rid of Lamar Jackson today and brought in a competent quarterback, they're not gonna miss a beat.
Yep.
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Then you look at who else. It was one more coach. And me and Sean was talking about it earlier. Vrabel, Mike McDonald. What was the other one, Sean? Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh. Another coach made it to a Super Bowl. But think about this as far as the quarterback position when you talk about Harbaugh. He had Alex Smith. Brought Alex Smith in. Well, no, he was there. I take that back. He was there.
Yeah, he was there.
They drafted Alex Smith. But when Harbaugh got there, he took Alex Smith to another level until Colin Kaepernick came along.
Yep.
Quarterback whisperer,
So these are the type coaches that you need to develop not only your quarterback, but your players as a whole. And he wasn't scared to put veteran coaches around him. None of these guys were. And matter of fact, Bill Belichick, his tree is about as long as 285.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I just seen somebody's who is it? Robert. I ain't gonna lie to you. There's no trade value for Troy Anderson.
There was
no
trade value for Troy Anderson last year.
No,
he ain't even no value for the practice squad for nobody.
No, we can't get nothing for him.
Nah,
I mean, I'm not saying
Troy about done, man.
It's just the realistic circumstances. I mean,
Troy got 1 foot in retirement and the other on the banana peel.
We'll be lucky to get a 4th round pick for Kyle Pitts.
Exactly. But we ain't got to worry about Kyle after this year.
I'm about to say, shoot, I'm out. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned Kyle Pitts. Again, like I said, the last 2 games, I feel like he's reverted back to the old Kyle Pitts. That does have something to do with some of the coaching and the scheming by Zach Robinson. But at the end of the day, we've talked about this before. You got to go out there and still be a professional and give it your all, because it's all about character too. So So I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's another double-edged sword. But again, if you had the opportunity, which guy are you keeping? Kyle Pitts or Tyler Algier? For me,
Algier all day long, because this is a 2-back league. And you can't make it without 2 running backs. We know what we got in Tyler Algier, but at the same time, as I told y'all, his uncle, he agreed with me. I would rather for Tyler Algier to leave because I know what his value is. He can go to 3 or 4 teams right now and be a number 1 guy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's exactly why we're going with it.
For Tyler Algier.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like you can keep Tyler Algier, and it's another reason why. If the quarterback situation is still compromised or having a lack at, you're going to have to lean on the run game even more, like similar to when Arthur Smith was here and we didn't have any capable quarterback at all. So it's going to be even more important that Bijan is healthy and able to go. And then Tyler, being able to take some slack off of Bijan, give him more snaps as well and give him more carries to try to, level that off a little bit, preserve kind of both by using, each other like that. Then you have to think about it like this. If anything happens to Bijan Robinson, we are absolutely stick a fork in us. We are done.
Chris, I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that. I want to pick it back off that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sir.
It's more than relying on Bijan just in the run game. We use it for so much more, especially in the pass game too. And I keep saying it, and I'm going to keep banging it until the cows come home. The way that we utilize Bijan, and I understand he's a unicorn, but the way that we use him, I'm telling you right now, fellas, you're going to mess around and he's going to get hurt. It's just going to take just that one hit or whatever the case may be that's going to put him down. Then it's going to be like, uh-oh, here we go.
And you know what, bro?
His usage rate is so high. He has the highest usage. You might as well, to me, he touches the ball just as much as the quarterback do. Let's just be real with it, fellas.
Yeah, about 35 or 40%, somewhere in there.
His usage rate is high for a running back. High. You want an example of that? Y'all remember DeMarco Murray from back in the day?
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Cowboys.
Had over 400 carries one season. He wasn't the same since the next year, the year after that, and the year after that, and then sooner or later, he ended up after he was out the league. They ran that man into the ground.
Shoot, look at Chris McCaffrey.
And I agree, bro, because the thing is, if you look at Bijan Robinson's style, don't get me wrong, we still see Saquon. You know, I like to compare him and Saquon Barkley to each other, you know. But, of course, I think Bijan might be a little bit more elusive, but Saquon's elusive too, so that's kind of like a hard debate. But like you said, man, like you look at his play style and all those jump cutting, like you said, those hits, wear and tear, man, basically burning the guy out, you know. And the thing is, Bijan is up for contract. They probably gonna give him an option next year. I think next year is year 4. He'll probably be playing under the option. And of course, they're gonna have to pay him if they keep him beyond next year, which we expect them to if he's healthy. But how long, you know, like I said, wear and tear is for real, man. I was just looking at something they was talking about quarterbacks that you like running quarterbacks that basically, you know, the life expectancy of them in the NFL, man, you know, the wear and tear. And it's sad to say, young guy up in New York, man, his time gonna be over before it gets started. Jackson Dart. So
to bring it home, DA, everybody knows this. I know this because me and Smitty had a conversation about this earlier. A running back shelf life is 8 years. Bijan is only 23 years old. 8 years, that's 31. In NFL terms, that's old.
Yeah.
If you keep it real, it's old.
Yeah.
Bijan is taking hits, and more hits.
And
Sooner or later, that shit's gonna catch up, man. And that's why I said at the very beginning, why are we relying offensively on a schematic level? Why are we relying on Bijan? That's always been ass backwards to me, man.
Yeah.
Ass backwards.
When you got
mess around, this boy gonna get hurt, man.
When you got a 250-pound running back at your dispense, when you can swap those guys out drive for drive, you know. So
Smith 29, he put up the perfect name to what Sean
bingo.
said.
Who said that? Who said that to you, Smitty?
He said that about 6 months ago.
Same way Carolina did to Christian McCaffrey. They ran his ass to the ground, and he had to stay healthy since.
Yep.
Come on, man. It's the truth.
Hey, another guy too from the Panther, Mike Tolbert. They ran Mike Tolbert in the ground.
Yep, and he was a fullback.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, I remember old Mike Tolbert.
I used to hate playing to get that dude, dog.
Number 35 for Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's like come on, man. Come on, bro.
Hey, look, here goes something that might make y'all think. And he said,
"Oh man,
I say this," but he said you probably get 2 first-round picks for Bijan to pay Tyler this.
What the meme is from the what it is the barbershop? He ain't lying. I mean, I don't think we want to trade with John Robinson.
Man. They not gonna do that. Even though he was a number 8 pick like Michael Penix and Drake London, I think Drake London get traded before Bijan Robinson. We'll have that discussion. Yeah, we'll have a discussion on that soon because Sean know I'm gonna go with that.
Do y'all think that Drake? You know what? I ain't going there. Go ahead, Smith. I ain't going there.
Go spoil it.
Oh yeah, I ain't going there.
Again, Hawks had back, and shout out to the Hawks by the way. But Hawks had. I mean, you definitely can get 2 firsts with Bijan, but I mean, Bijan is generational talent. I feel like whoever trades Bijan will end up like Nico Harris. So it's just like
I say this: whoever trade for Bijan Robinson, man, Bijan can go to that team and break the sound barrier, man.
Oh yeah. Even if he was on a team that had a strong offensive line like a Pittsburgh Steelers team or a Dallas Cowboys team or a strong, I mean, we had this same conversation with Barry Sanders back in the day. What if Bijan Robinson still got time to do that because he's young?
Hey, Bijan gonna be the next running back for the Philadelphia Eagles after they part way with Saquon in a couple years. No, the Eagles don't keep running backs on.
Yeah, the way they building that team, don't be surprised.
Yeah, they don't keep running backs long.
Fellas, let me ask y'all this, because I see it head this way. Are we really ready for another damn rebuild again?
Nope.
Because they're gonna set the fans back another 5 years. So, and it ain't just about the fans, but I'm just saying from a fan perspective, I say whatever they gonna do, they better keep fighting and keep attempting, because man, like they in danger of losing fans. And man, I've never seen it like this before. So I don't think so either, man.
Because I'm telling you this shit right now, $2 hot dogs is not gonna put asses in seats.
No,
go ahead, Sean.
Win cures all. Winning cures all. You can
facts.
You can give people free food. They'll show up for the free food, but still can walk right out the building. You know, so it's just like we want a winning product, and and of course, don't get me wrong, you're gonna have still the diehard Falcon fans that it doesn't matter if they winning or losing to them, they just love the team. And I understand that, and I am a diehard Falcons fan.
Me too. I agree.
Still believe we deserve to win. I just think that we deserve better. I think we need more than just memorabilia and memories to go off of. That's all we got.
Yeah,
we link up and all that stuff like that, so together and fellowship. That's the best memories that we have. We don't have a lot of memories outside of the ones that we create for ourselves.
Facts.
And I agree, Chris. I'm gonna say this. I don't want to keep cutting in, but man, the crazy thing is, and it's like we understand that you can't win a championship all the time. And the thing for the Falcons, like you said, I'm a diehard. We all diehard fans, and I ain't gonna stop regardless, But I hate seeing that building empty, though, man. And it hurts when you go to a game, because I remember going to the game during the Mike Smith days. Man, the Georgia Dome for Mercedes. It's like ever since Mercedes-Benz Stadium opened, we've been a horrible team. Like the only good year we've had in this stadium was the very first year it opened. We went 10-6 and made the playoffs and beat the Rams that eventually lost to the Eagles, who won the Super Bowl. Right. But it's like I remember the days where that Georgia Dome was rocking, win, lose, or draw. And we know Mike Smith won the best head coach, but we went to the playoffs 2 times under Mike Smith. And I remember, and it's like now when I go to the Falcons game, it's like I'm always ready to go during the third quarter. Man, I've always been the type fan. I'm still that way in a sense. But it's like, dang, man, I'm talking about to the point where I used to hate for the games to be able to win, lose, or draw. I just hope for the day that we can get back to that, man. And the fact that we see this team with talent year in and year out, it make you go. It make me go back and want to say how much I loved having Matt Ryan here. Like, don't get me wrong, we had a lot of ups and downs with Matt, but Matt did make life easy to be a Falcon fan at that time. I mean, you talking about a guy that was pretty much consistent with different offensive linemen, different offensive coordinators, 3 or 4 different head coaches. And this guy, and in his last season here, no Julio, no Calvin Ridley, a rookie tight end with 3rd-string receivers, and still put up MVP numbers, right? And now we have something that Matt Ryan only had maybe once or twice in his career. We got pass rushers, and they are getting the offense the ball a lot of times, right? So it just makes you go back and just dwell on the things like, and like I said, as a fan, Chris, man, it hurts to see this happening because, man, we really all believe, okay, we got us one now, but hey, it is what it is, man. We got to keep it pushing, man.
It just goes to show you, DA, that we took Matt Ryan for granted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think
it's just true. We just took him for granted.
No, I think they are. I ain't gonna lie to you.
People can sit there and say, man, Vic this, Vic that, Vic this, Vic that. Fuck all that. Matt Ryan is unquestionably the best quarterback that we have had in our franchise history. That is the truth.
Oh, best player.
Vic is not even close.
Best player. Yeah, best player. Yeah.
Vic was the most popular. I give him that. But the best, not even close. Not even close.
Like you said, I agree. And I ain't mean to cut y'all off. Think about it. This man should have won 3 MVPs. And I hate that he didn't get a Super Bowl, right? Because that's going to be the difference when it comes down to Matt. Do I think Matt should go to the Hall of Fame? I think it's kind of an up and down thing. I think he should go. But you know how the NFL works, right? But at the end of the day, man, like I said,
boom. His stats better than Dan Marino. He going to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, no, I believe it. I just don't trust them when they come to our guys, man. The Falcons.
Agreed. Because John Abraham should be there. Agreed.
Exactly. And we saw Abraham. They called Georgia Tech the rambling wreck. No, Abraham was the rambling wreck, man. And he was out. And the fact of the matter is, like Coach just said, here's the deal. Like, you had a Matt Ryan from 2008 to almost 2020, right? Like, he never had consistent defensive play. He always was put in situations to make touchdown winning drives, right? The guy did, like I said, Matt Ryan made a lot of mistakes, but Matt Ryan did more good than his bad was less. You see what I'm saying? So the fact of the matter, we can't dwell on that. But like Chris said, man, it's really eating me away. Cause this is the first season where I'm gonna be honest, I'm a diehard fan. I'm gonna watch them guys, I'm gonna come on the content, whatever. But man, it's almost like, dang, it's like I'm so numb to it now. Like it don't hurt when they lose anymore. Simply because, and as a real fan, it's because I expect them to now. And it's sad to say that, but it's almost like I'm starting to expect it because watching every game for the last 5 weeks, I'm like, they're going to find a way to lose. It's going to be a drop ball. Kyle Pitts yesterday dropped that big key ball on third down in overtime. You know, like I said, either a drop, clock management, right? You know, we had a chance to win that game in regulation yesterday. For whatever reason, Raheem Morris coached for overtime. Had 47 seconds left, picked up a big first down. Instead of calling the timeout, they run 15 seconds off the clock.
Clock management. We just keep talking about it.
So, yeah, same thing. So, for the guy that said, why we don't hold players accountable, guess what? The players in the NFL are paid to play. The coaches are paid to coach. The coach makes the decisions on who calls the timeout. We ain't got no Aaron Rodgers. We ain't got no prime Peyton Manning. We ain't got no prime Brady that make the decision for the OC. Right? We got a rookie quarterback, right? With a quarterback that's already been put in the washing machine, except the water ain't drained yet, so he's still in there. Right? and that's what we at with it, man.
That thing on the rich cycle.
Yeah, he was all, you know how the washing machine break down, the water get caught at the bottom and it starts shaking and spinning crazy. That's what we got right now.
Right. And to go back to DA's point about just the stadium, man, like I had said that before. I know what was John Freaky had put something out. He was just like, it's something about, you know what I'm saying, Mercedes-Benz compared to the Dome. And I was just like, Mercedes-Benz ain't got that. You know what I'm saying?
It don't.
You know, so they got like all the entertainment, the lore, all the stuff like that. But as far as like the memories and just that real pop, like the Dome had,
they could have just upgraded Georgia Dome. They didn't have to build a new stadium.
Man, what? And that's what I said, Smitty, man. Thing is, I'll never forget that last game that me and my wife found the way to get into that NFC championship game.
I was there, boom.
I was, man.
You talking about a play that was electric, boy. Yeah. That NFC championship game, that 2017 NFC championship game.
Man, the roof was shaking, man. The news camera caught it.
Boom.
That building was rocking, man.
Boom was there like I was there. When they brought out them all-time players and Mike Vick and Roddy White came out last, that damn building almost crumbled.
Man.
It was rumbling so damn hard.
Man. And when your boy what was that boy named the cornerback had the locks? When he forced that fumble on John Coon, man, and Matt Ryan ran there for that touchdown,
you talk about Collins.
Collins, man. And when Matt Ryan ran in for that short touchdown, man, I had never in my life experienced nothing like that. Now, I've been to a Green Bay game. I had a while ago, probably about years ago. I'll say within the last 10 years when the Falcons played Green Bay on Monday Night Football, my ex-coworker, who was one of my college teammates, he's from Green Bay. So white guy, kicked it with him, stuff like that. So he invited me and my brother up to Lambeau. And man, it's Falcon fans. It was a lot of Falcon. It's a lot of Falcon fans in Green Bay, believe it or not. Because if you a real Falcon fan and you watch Green Bay games against the Atlanta Falcons, you see a lot of red and black in there, right? But yeah, man, the fact of the matter is, man, it just ain't been the same since the Georgia Dome went down, man.
Smitty, Chris, DA, let me ask y'all a question. Well, it's a statement, but it's a question to y'all, and I want to get y'all thoughts. I personally believe we're cursed as a franchise.
Oh yeah, that man down that church put the icing on the cake, bro.
I think we're cursed. Man. I still believe, even after all these years that it went by, I still believe we have not recovered from that epic Super Bowl collapse.
Yeah,
of course.
I've always felt this way. To that, y'all say what?
But wait, though, I don't think we're cursed. The reason why I say that is because, bro, before the churches, we have been losing. We lost the Super Bowl before the churches. The 2012 NFC Championship game happened before the churches. I can go on and on. Like so many things have happened before those churches were taken down. And my thing is, like, since the churches were taken down, we still did make it back to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's just like we can't be cursed. I just think we're incompetent right now overall until we change things and show that we have changed. We are a bad franchise. We're about to have 8 losing seasons. As far as not making the playoffs, that's a bad franchise we have set up here. We have all water cooler and talked about other franchises and like, boy, that's a bad franchise. Remember how we've all probably said something about the Jets and how they have not make the playoffs, but fumbles, all that other stuff like that. We sit back and we joke, right? But the other teams, they joke on us and stuff like that when we have now a possibility, man, 8 losing seasons, not making the playoffs. That is a bad organization. Something has to be changed within the culture or within the front office and the people making the best decisions, because they're not making the best decisions. Even if the intentions are good, the results are not there. And that has nothing to do with anything personal. That's just professional and just what it is.
I agree. I agree with, go ahead, Smith. I'm sorry. I agree with Chris. Go ahead, Smith.
That goes back to what we talked about earlier. In order for what you just said to happen, for that to change, Arthur Blank got to take his damn spoon out the pot. And Rich McKay do too. If you hire somebody to do a damn job, let them do it. And if they don't do it, you get rid of their ass. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. You got to trust in who you hire. Go ahead, Boom.
And that go back to what y'all guys was saying earlier, man, because if you look at the Patriots, when they lost Tom Brady, I mean, everything went down, man. The organization went down. Fans started checking out. Robert Kraft, the owner, started panicking. But, man, like I said, they done drafted the Drake May. The Patriots went into a rebuild, went out and got what word am I looking for? They went out and got I'm just say suitable players for their scheme, and now they're on their way back, man. And when Chris was talking about us, I don't think we cursed either.
You know why? You know why, Boom? Because they had structure already in place. That's why. But go ahead.
And what Chris was saying about those bad teams now, with the exception of the last 3 seasons, when you go back and look at we know the Jets have been bad for a long time, ever since Mark Sanchez slid in the home base in that playoff game, whatever game that was, slid in the home base. But that's a different story, though.
They got called out by cheeks. You know what I'm saying? But I digress.
But if you look, but here's the deal. This is different between the Atlanta Falcons being bad and other teams being bad.
Right.
Any team in the NFL that gets beat 34-10 have a different response the next week, right? It's like the body language is different. The energy is different. Now, don't get me wrong. The defense, we finally got it. We finally figured out. We finally put together Dan Quinn's plan, fast and physical on defense, right? There's still a lot of hiccups, still missing tackles, still losing the perimeter, still, taking bad angles on tackle. But overall, we got a fast and physical defense. But the problem is, offense has been our blueprint for the last 20 years and even beyond, last 30 years. right? The Falcons have always scored points. But the problem is, other teams, even if you put the Jets in there, if they lose by 30 points, even if they come out and lose next week, they're going to make it a competitive game. And before the last couple of years, anybody in the NFL would tell you when they play the Jets, it was hard to move the ball on those guys. It was hard. Same thing with the Raiders, who've been a bad team. They're going to always compete. They compete with Kansas City. They compete with anybody they play. But the Atlanta Falcons, have they been competing? Yes, they have. Have they looked decent through these? Even though they put up a lot of points in the last 5 weeks, right? So I don't think they cursed. I just think they still don't know how to finish. They're not utilizing the weapons. It's too many weapons on this offense to isolate your offense just to Bijan. And I understand. Bijan Robinson is arguably the best offensive weapon in the National Football League. Let's put it. He's been in the league 3 years. He's been consistent, right? He may be one, 2, or 3, but the fact of the matter is you have everything you need in that room right now to win. I'm going to say it again. You have everything in that room. You for the last 2 years, I'm going to go back to Arthur Smith. One thing I appreciate every head coach. Dan Quinn tried to establish a defensive identity, right? He kind of gave them the blueprint of what they want to be. Arthur Smith came in and established the run game, right? And also good run blocking offensive linemen, something that we didn't have that well prior to Arthur Smith, going back to the Falcons of the early 2000s. When they had Michael Turner and a few other guys, they were good run blockers. But from 2011, I'm going to say 2013 through till Arthur Smith came, the run blocker was horrible. So Arthur Smith provided us with a run game, right? We found a run identity.
And this team is still built for that.
And it's still built for that, right? So when I look back, and don't get me wrong, Arthur Smith wasn't the guy, right? But then again, I sit back and I question, right? Now, here's the deal. We still blew a lot of games under Arthur Smith, but I will say this, though. The team, the game management wasn't an issue. It was blowing leads at the end of the game. And to be honest, I would say I'd rather live with that than letting the little things cause me and my team to fall. They're not, and I'm going to be real with you. Yes, they playing just like every other NFL team. You're going to give up big plays. You're going to miss tackles, right? You're going to miss key blocking assignments. You're going to get a couple penalties. They're scoring points. The fact of the matter is, it's the clutch genes for some of these guys, right? It's like we got a tight end that's probably better athletically, right, than every other tight end in the NFL. You got a few out there that are better than Kyle Pitts, but athletically, he looks the part. We can't rely on him. Every team in the National Football League can count on their tight end, whether he's a run blocker or a pass blocker, at some point during the game, right? Now, Kyle Pitts has done a lot of good things this year, but at the same time, we needed him to win yesterday, right? Kyle Pitts catch that ball is a different football game, right? But the fact of the matter is, I don't think they're cursed. I think what happens is, like I said, bad management by the coaches and a lot of undiscipline from the players. And that's what we've seen. That's what I think Chris picking up off. It's just a lot of undisciplined aspects that go on with the organization, man. And the biggest problem to me is Arthur Blank at this point. Like, we know he can't be replaced. He's the biggest problem, because guess what? He the one that signed the paychecks.
Yep, exactly.
He signed the paychecks, so we can talk about Richmond. Yeah.
Let me tell you. You're right. We built what Dan Quinn wanted, fast and physical. But our goddamn front office slow and retarded. So it ain't gonna change. It's not gonna change.
They stuck on slow, Smitty.
Cheer Rodney, appreciate the Christmas gift, my brother. He said, much love, man. Yeah, I was there too for that last game in the Dome versus the Saints. And man, that Dome was rocking. I think Keanu Neal hit 2 people for 2 concussions. He absolutely did, because that wide receiver, he knocked his block off. Yeah, and he won never right the rest of his career. He said,
we used that same block to build the Mercedes Benz.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's
exactly.
We just in the state, fellas. Where do we go from here? Nobody knows.
Hey, well, I tell you, we got to go ahead. This last time we cut y'all off. Last time, I'm starting to think now. eventually Arthur Blank got a mother and father, right?
Agreed.
Now the question is, was he conceived in a hotel room or was he conceived in a bedroom? Because what we got to figure out is, I think the best parts of Arthur Blank's brain was left on the floor. So we got to go back to that hotel room. We got to go find that semen, get it off the ground, put it in a blender, and have him drink the rest of it, man. Because the best part on was left on the floor. The thinking Jane, he missing a chromosome, man.
I get what you're saying, DA. It's all laughing jokes and this, that, and the other. But I had this conversation with Smitty a few hours ago. Arthur Blank is the owner of this team. It's not like he's finna put a camera in his face and say, "Okay, it's my fault." We know that's not how it works. He's not gonna fire himself. He's not gonna sell the team. He's not gonna do none of that. It's gonna be everybody else's fault but his. That's just the truth.
Definitely.
Agreed.
So, like I said before, where do we go from here? Nobody knows. All I know is it's a sad situation that we in this state right now. And honestly, I don't see no solutions. I don't see it.
Yeah, it really feels like which way do we go, George? And I hate feeling like this.
Which way do we go, George?
I said they can go this way. The next time,
that's not a good feeling. That's not good at all, man.
I tell you this: the next time they get a multiple Super Bowl winning head coach, and he want to have full control of football operations, listen, that ain't going to affect your pay. It's going to both build a winning program and get you more ticket sales. Because it's apparent for the Falcons, as long as they selling tickets, enough tickets to meet that quota, that weekly revenue, Arthur Blank gonna be just fine. He's a money man. So that's what it's about.
Did we not have that conversation earlier?
Yep. But DA, that goes back to what I said. They don't want to be uncomfortable. And this ain't shit gonna change. But go ahead.
Do I believe that genuinely Arthur Blank wants to bring a championship to the city of Atlanta? I truly believe that. But if shit ain't working, I don't think he's losing no sleep either. Because for one simple reason only, it's not affecting his bottom line. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Motherfucker just started another soccer team. Think about that.
And we all know that Arthur Blank don't know shit about no damn soccer.
What if my thing is, what if they were to win a championship like Atlanta United did?
Man,
that'd be wild.
And the thing here too, the reason why Arthur probably ain't tripping about money, cause think about it, it's gonna be at least 6 or 7 major college football games. Now you're gonna have the ACC, SEC kickoff in the beginning of the year. You're gonna have the Celebration Bowl in there every year. You're gonna have the SEC championship. It's gonna be at least one college football playoff game in there, and possibly a national championship and the Super Bowl coming back in a couple years. So
28.
So whatever he's missing from the Atlanta Falcons ticket sale, he's gonna make that back with the college football playoff game, the Celebration Bowl, and the SEC championship. So he's probably back bringing in more revenue with that than he is like with all of it together. So he good regardless.
Yep, facts. But it's been another good show, man. I knew it would be because, man, we heard that news today, and the crazy thing about it, like I told you at the beginning of the show. Right before that Michael Penix news broke, literally 20 minutes after I put up a video, the news dropped. And everything that I said in the video, they said from the time they broke the news all the way up to about 3 or 4 o'clock. I had already said it in the video. So I knew what was going to happen if that was true. Because it makes no sense. Go on and get the rest of the 2 cents that you're getting out of Kirk Cousins with that $27 million for this year. And like Chris said, next year's $10 million. They can afford that. So hell, he might be here next year too as a backup or as a starter. Who knows?
Wow.
But look, another great show, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Sean, I want to thank you for coming through.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for jumping in, man. Because I always know you keep it real. But before we get out of here, man, Sean, tell us, where to find you, DA and D and Chris.
Well, y'all can find me for all my gamers out there, man. Just like y'all see on your screen right here, said let's get it GA. I do a lot of NBA 2K content, a lot of Madden content, and as well as college football content too. So Any of y'all that want to support me, man, just find me on YouTube. Let's get it, GA. I'm right at the door of 1,300 subscribers, man. But at this point, I'm gonna keep it a beam, man. I don't give a fuck about that shit, man. The Falcons just got me stressed out, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, go ahead.
And I'm gonna say y'all can find me on YouTube at DA-ATL Sports. Haven't been doing a lot of content, been real busy, but the next couple months I'm about to be going in. And for y'all guys out there that be stealing my boy content, y'all be watching for you, Smitty and Chris. A lot of folks like the copycat out there. Look, man, y'all boy go get your own stuff now. It's okay to quote. Like, if you gonna say what somebody else say, man, hey, listen, make sure you acknowledge it, man, at the end of the day. But like I said, I'm gonna be making some more content. A lot going on lately, man. With that being said, like I said, DATL Sports on YouTube.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A1 Forever Sports, y'all, the best platform on YouTube. Please come over, like, comment, subscribe, be a part of the A1 family. Thank you, everybody who always comes in and support, man. It was a wonderful live tonight. Some great topics, man, because honestly, this is a serious matter. Like, I know we make jokes and we try to make light of things, so not only for ourselves, but for you too. But this is, in all seriousness, a serious matter. We have to be watching for the reports to see exactly what's going to happen with Michael Penix. And we have to see what's going to happen with the Atlanta Falcons as an entire organization, coaching staff, front office, all the way down to the players. So it's just a trickling effect, and we just got to get ready for it. But also catch me on Twitter, A1 Forever, Instagram, A1 Forever, the real A1 Forever on TikTok. And hopefully, man, it's almost 9 o'clock, man. Y'all make sure y'all try to find y'all peace today and be generational, because it's always time to be.
Shit, man, it's gonna be hard to find peace with shit like this going on.
I know it.
I'm gonna just keep it funky with you.
I
But yeah, man, another great show, man. And tomorrow night show is moved to Wednesday because of a scheduling conflict. So Wednesday we will have this Falcons Saints preview show with our guy TJ from NFC South Roundtable, and he may bring somebody along. We don't know yet. So trust me, Atlanta Falcon fans, y'all come in Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, because he gonna bring his crew. I want y'all to be in the house, because that's gonna be another great show. And we gonna have a blast, man, talking trash against the Saints. Hell, both of us in the same spot. And they 2-8 and we 3-7. So I mean, hey, ain't nothing better than beating the Saints 2 times to finish the year. And we can start that this Sunday.
Ass bowl this weekend.
Right.
My buddy,
the toilet bowl, if you want to be honest. But look, another great show. Go ahead.
Now I say I forgot to, like, my buddy Jordan. He should be pulling up too. And he's a Saints fan as well. You guys are like, if y'all watch T Will show, him and T Will has a movie show that they have as well. And,
right.
And of course, Jordan, he has his own company and everything as well, Altegacy. So, saying he's a Saints fan as well. So he's talking about pulling up as well. It's gonna be some ish talking this rivalry week. So,
and your damn boy Sean gonna be there too, because I love talking shit to Ain't fans. The exercise, by the way.
Good exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But y'all know where to catch me, man. Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube, man. Please do check out the video I dropped this morning. I called it, but again, I'm not bragging on that. Something like I tell my boy Sean, all I do is just watch things and I observe, and some things I just pick off. But also catch me on Twitter at FatBoySnell_21, because I'm over there blowing it up. And shout out to our homegirl Carrie, man.
Yes.
We got to give her a shout out, man, because she was cooking last night. And for y'all that missed it, I'm gonna make a video out of her because she was cooking, and I'm gonna give her her due. And shout out to Miss B as well, because both of them they held the front office accountable. They said, "Hell, fight Terry fought no too," and they made good reasons why you should do it. So we got to respect them for that, man. I'm gonna show them some respect by doing the video, because a lot of y'all said leaders don't know what they're talking about when it comes to we gonna show y'all.
You better believe it.
We gonna show y'all that ladies know exactly what they're talking about. Cause
respect to them two ladies with much respect. Much respect.
I'm telling you, outside of them, our homegirl Eb,
Yeah,
she can break
yeah.
down the playbook with the best done as a
Right.
female. So
Shoot,
trust
man,
me
the way
when
how
I
she
tell
had
y'all.
broke down that special teams that time, you know,
Facts.
so I had dropped that clip on my channel as well of her doing that.
Facts.
So from a
Yeah,
lady,
she taught me something that day.
yeah, man.
Yeah, she know what she doing, man. So when y'all see female YouTubers out here, please go support them because they put in their hard work just like we put in their hard work. So shout out to Miss Carrie, shout out to Miss B, and shout out to Eb, man, because they always supporting the sports machine and A1 forever to the fullest. Whenever
Yes, sir.
we need them to pull up, they pull up. And we got to show them love for that. But this has been another great show, man. Like I said, thank y'all for the donation. Early Christmas gift, as I call them. Because without y'all, man, Sports Machine and A1 Forever would not be rolling. Let's get it. Boom. Like I said, I appreciate y'all. And we're going to roll on, man, because we're going to give y'all the rest of y'all night back. Like Berto say, and like Chris say, I hope y'all find y'all peace, even though what's been going on with this bullshit. And we're going to roll on out. Holla.
Holla.
Holla, holla.